Well, everyone, with every passing day, we get closer and closer to what the next generation iPhone SE is basically going to end up looking like. And it's actually pretty insane because I'm pretty sure every single person as of this point has a pretty good idea of what this iPhone is going to be bringing. Number one, we are pretty much almost confirmed that an iPhone like the iPhone SE4 is going to be coming out probably early next year. It is most likely not going to be coming out late next year. It's not going to be coming out when the next iPhones come out. It is more than likely coming out when the next generation of iPhones end up getting released, way before that. So it's going to be the iPhone, basically going to be in like around that springtime, time frame, which I think is going to be a really good choice. That way we end up getting, the iPhone 16 still, able to be sold. The iPhone SE4 is probably going to be a big upgrade coming from the third generation iPhone SE, but it isn't going to be this big upgrade coming from the iPhone, 16s. It's going to be kind of a downgrade in most ways. So because of that, Apple probably wants you to go ahead and still have the iPhone 16s around. So I think that's probably what Apple's going to end up doing. The screen size is still probably going to be around a 6.1 inch display. We're still not 100% too sure if it's going to look like the iPhone 14 or if it's going to have a dynamic island. I probably think it's not going to have a dynamic island at all. Also considering that the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus are the only iPhones Apple is currently selling that have a notch. I'm pretty sure Apple's going to go through and they're going to just just going to remove the iPhone 14 and then have the iPhone SE 4th generation with that price tag, with all things considered, with that particular device at that point. So I think that's probably what's going to end up happening there. Now, on top of that, another very big thing is when it comes down to its chipset and internals. Like we've stated before, if we're going to look through and look at different devices, I do think there's a very high likelihood if Apple's going to give us a device like the iPhone SE 4th generation, the internals are probably going to match something like at least like last generation's iPhone. Maybe we'll get an A17 or A18 chipset inside of it. I think most likely it's going to be something like an A17 chip, but there's also a likelihood that it could be something like an A18 chipset inside of it. That could also be something that ends up happening. And I do think if that ends up happening, that's going to be a very, very crazy thing. We're going to, once again, have to wait and see what happens here. But that is going to be a pretty insane thing that happens from that particular standpoint as well. Personally, for me, I'm very much looking forward to something like that happening here too. And battery life wise, I think it's going to have a pretty big size battery. I think it's going to have a really good, basically everything across the board is going to be pretty good on both. But I would probably say when it comes down to it, if you're going to go through and pick up a device, it probably would make more sense if you're looking for a budget phone. Do not buy an iPhone SE3. It doesn't make any sense at all. I would recommend waiting it out a little bit until maybe another iPhone comes out, or once the iPhone, 16s go down to the used market, then go buy those ones. But I'd recommend waiting until the next one comes out, which is the iPhone SE 4th generation. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.